Hey, good morning, everyone. I am here in Manning Park in beautiful British Columbia. And have you ever wondered what it's like to travel in the snow with a Tesla or an electric vehicle for that matter? Um, and maybe what it's like if you're using winter rated tires on that car. How does it affect range? What type of distances can you go? One nice thing about the Manning Park Lodge is that they have Tesla superchargers right here on site. So yesterday while my pack was warm, I charged up to 80%. You don't want to let your car sit out in the cold overnight because you're going to end up having to spend a lot of time heating that battery pack, and then the charge is just going to be really, really slow. So avoid a lot of headache and make sure you charge while your battery's still warm. I charged to 80% the next morning after parking here. I was at 74%, and then I spent the morning while we had breakfast charging to 97%. Here's our Model Y, and as you can see, I have a set of the Model 3 wheels, and I'm running a 18-inch wheel tire combination and because I do so much highway driving, I didn't really want a dedicated snow. Wanted something that was going to be better in the dry and the wet. I'll post a link in the video for a tire reviewer that I really appreciate his videos and kind of why I picked the Hancook Kinergy all-weather tires. So these are the 235/55 R18s, and they are the Kinergy 4S2X. So there's something comparable to what you'd get with like a Michelin Cross Climate 2. But from the reviews I watched, they're not quite as good in the snow, but they're better for wet and dry conditions. All right, so car says we've charged to 98%. Thought it was 97. But I was going to tell you a little bit about our plan for the day is to drive to Whistler. But before we do that, we're going to stick around here in Manning Park for a little bit and take advantage of some of their great cross-country skiing trails. Manning Park, if you've never been here, is a grouping of chain lakes. With the resort, the ski area, and then the Nordic skiing. So their campground is mostly closed during the winter, but they open it up for cross-country skiing. I want to take a little bit of time and tell you about the car. So we've only had the car for about 2 weeks. This is 2024, 2025 rear-wheel drive, long-range Model Y. And mostly what I do is long-distance freeway driving. So I didn't really care too much about all-wheel drive, but we do like to go on snow adventures here in the Pacific Northwest. And every now and again on my travels, I run into some pretty gnarly weather. So having a decent pair of snow-rated tires is a big deal to me. I've always felt that tires are the biggest piece of safety equipment on a vehicle. And yeah, so I've found that for the type of driving I do, as long as I got really good tires, rear-wheel drive seems to work just fine. So this is our third rear-wheel drive electric vehicle. We've had the Ioniq 5 in the rear-wheel drive configuration. We've had the Model 3 in the rear-wheel drive configuration, and now the Model Y in rear-wheel drive. drove up to the ski area yesterday, and basically it's like 4 miles down this kind of snowy road, and you get up into the higher elevations where the alpine skiing is for the Manning Park Resort, and the car did great. We never slipped or fishtailed or anything. Had plenty of traction. Yeah, so first chance to test these Hancooks. On the Model 3, we have the Cross Climate 2s, and those have been really good tires. There was one time when I parked at a slight downhill and kind of some slushy stuff that we had a little bit of trouble backing out, but I just cleaned out the patch of snow right behind it, and we were able to get out of our parking spot no problem. But I have been happy with the Cross Climates. They do really good for the most part in just everyday driving. My only complaint is maybe just a little bit of the road feel. They definitely feel like a chunkier tire, especially in the beginning when you first put them on. You feel like you're got some all-terrain tires on. Finished up cross-country skiing, and we are now on our way to Whistler. 94% range, and says we'll get there with 24%. Yeah, there's been lots of slush and gravel and water on the road, and I'm pretty impressed with how these tires are doing in the mix of all the stuff that they're contending with on the road. I feel like I've got plenty of grip, no matter what I'm encountering.
Here's the best footage.
And then the city back here if you can. Like we're going to be driving along this for a good while. This highway just goes along the coastline.
It's like a tunnel without being a tunnel.
Yeah.
Your plan to give today secures
In tunnels.
Learn more at kuow.org/picture. And thanks. It's 2:30.
First time seeing the EX30. Like the color, that's fun. Small. Well, we have arrived at Whistler. We got checked into our hotel, and it's 5 p.m. We drove a distance of 222 miles using 62 kilowatts of electricity and a watt hour per mile of 281. So not bad for driving through a bunch of kind of nasty conditions with a wheel set that has higher rolling resistance. Looks like they've got brand new version 4 superchargers right here in the little shopping center on the north end of Whistler Village.